Hey everybody, so it's a new year, happy new year, and we have been working nonstop on the raffle plane. It is really cold outside, and for those of you who have been asking to see more of Andrew, I will apologize ahead of time. His car did not start this morning, so he's not here. But we are gonna go take a look out in the hangar, and we have some products to open up. Just so you know, it's a little bit loud out there. We have the heater going full bore. So if it's too loud, I apologize. Let us know. We'll see what we can do in the comments. And let's go see what Drew has. It should be exciting. All right.
What a surprise. I had no idea you were going live. Just kidding. Welcome to cold Talkeetna. It's 31 below zero outside. So if you hear some background noise, it's because the heater's on full blast trying to keep us from freezing in here. Been collecting some stuff that's come in the mail for the raffle plane, and with our tradition of unboxing before the public, we're going to do that. And then I'll give you a quick little update on the plane, and we'll go from there. So we have a package here that is from Steve's Aircraft. With paperwork, and this bad boy is a gascolator. So it's a fuel strainer. It's got a screen in it to keep contamination out, and it also has a sump so that water or sediment can separate out before it goes to the engine. It's the last resort for the fuel system, and this guy mounts right up in here. The original is glass, and they can be fragile and like to break. I'll show you again. It's right up in here. So the fuel line comes in from the inside, and then it comes out here. It'll go through a fuel transducer and then into the carburetor. So that's a cool little addition. Thanks to Steve's for that. And we have something else from Tanis Aircraft Products. So Tanis is the leader in aircraft preheating, which is very necessary, especially on days like today in Alaska. So what we have here appears to be a power port door. So this guy mounts on the left side of the fuselage, so the opposite side it'll be roughly about here, and it's a cool little door that you'll be able to flip open and plug your ground power into, which will provide electricity to the entire preheating system. And they're really cool. I think we mentioned in a previous one when we unveiled the actual engine preheater that you just plug it in, walk away, and the airplane stays right about 100 degrees in the engine compartment. So you can just come out, jump in, and go flying. After a thorough pre-flight, of course. And another cool thing from Tanis is a cabin preheater. So not only do they preheat engines, they also preheat the cabin. And in a moment you'll see why that will be a nice thing to have. So let's see what's in each of these boxes. This appears to be a thermostat, so you can actually set the temperature that you want the cabin to stay at. This box contains one TC03159. which is appears to be wiring harness, some sort of rheostat, some heat shrink, and instructions so we can figure out how all this all works. So it's probably the harness kit that connects all this stuff together. And in this box we have more wiring harness stuff. Fuses. Appears to be a mounting bracket. And I'm guessing that mounting bracket is for what's in this box. Which is the cabin heater. So we are going to find a nice, inconspicuous, and convenient place to mount this. Probably up on the back side of the firewall, maybe on a side panel that will keep the cabin nice and warm. So thanks to Tanis for that sponsorship. And this guy's pretty cool. This is from JPI Instruments. JPI makes all kinds of cool stuff, as I'm sure most of you know. And this one is one of their coolest things to add to the all glass instrument panel. We've got probes and leads and thermocouples, sensors, harnesses, wire galore, and all of that is to provide all kinds of engine data to this guy. This is an EDM 900. It's going to have full engine analyzing displayed. It'll have 6 probe EGT, 6 probe CHT, outside air temperature, fuel flow, RPM, manifold pressure, oil temperature, oil pressure, carb temperature, fuel quantity. SICE is setting up some fuel sending units that will go in the tank, so this will actually tell you how much fuel you have on board the airplane, and so much more. So that's the parts, and I wanted to show you guys where we're at on all this glass panel stuff. I'm waiting for a couple more pieces to come before I commit to actually cutting open a panel, but if you come around here I will show you where we're at on the actual instrument panel. So this is a mock-up, but it's the actual panel. So we're putting together a time lapse of how we built this panel, but it's actually 2 pieces, top and a bottom piece. And you can see that's the EDM 900 with all that information that I just showed you on that glass display. And then the Dynon Skyview system, which these screens can swap information. They're all integrated together. They have battery backup power. If one goes down, the others are still running. It's got everything, so there's no need to have any round instruments on this panel. It's going to be all glass. So what I've done is I started with a 2 foot by 4 foot chunk of aluminum and cut it up to fit. If you remember a while back, we had a paper template up there, and I used that as my template to cut the aluminum, and then a lot of cut, fit, cut, fit, cut, fit, make sure it's all fitting nice and snug and proper. And now I've got to figure out where all the switches and the circuit breakers, the engine controls, throttle, prop, mixture, all that stuff goes. And so once we get these last couple of items that we're waiting for, I'm going to start cutting that all up, and we're going to pre-install everything, make sure it's all fitting and it's all ergonomic and works for the pilot's flow. And then we're going to pull it all back out, and we're going to powder coat the whole thing, and then most likely have all the placards and labels for all the switches laser engraved into the powder coating, kind of like we've done in years past. And then it goes in, and then the real fun part starts, where we wire it all up and connect it. As far as the rest of the plane goes, we are waiting on primer, and well, we've got the primer, but we're waiting for paint to show up, which should be in the next few days. And then this goes into the paint booth and gets a coat of primer inside and out, and then right into paint. And we're gonna have this thing all painted and pretty, probably within, if all goes well, the next couple of weeks. And then put it all back together, and that's where the fun stuff really starts happening. You see the progress happening quickly. But aside from that, all of the mods that we've been planning for this have pretty much all been fit and then removed, so that we know it can all go back together once everything gets paint. I think I've mentioned in years past that building these planes, we really build them like 3 or 4 times in sections, because everything's got to get modified, fit, and then removed for paint, and then put back together. So yeah, stuff's going to start happening quick as we progress, and as more stuff comes in, of course, we'll update you on that, and we'll keep with this trend of unboxing and unveiling. Yeah, otherwise, got to plug the raffle ticket sales. You guys need to call the Alaska Airmen's Association, purchase your tickets, and somebody's going to have a pretty sweet airplane. So until next time,